The life of a narcissist is all one big game, a game they insist on winning every single day. So here's a list of the top mind games a narcissist is going to play. Number 1, they dig for your weak spots. A narcissist needs to know, and quickly, if you'll be a prime candidate for them as far as a source of supply. Do you have low standards and low expectations? Will you accept them? Will you believe anything that's told to you? Will you allow a narcissist to push you around and come in and rule over you? Those are things they need to know. You need to pass this test first before a narcissist will really move on to anything else. But if you do pass that test, unfortunately, we move right into number 2. They build up that fake trust. And building trust with a new victim is extremely important. They can't expect to run any further game on you if you don't trust them with all your heart and soul. They work on building trust through other mind games like love bombing, idealizing, mirroring, and future faking. And this isn't always easy to spot because you can be love bombed for months and months at a time, and it seems like a pretty well-established pattern of behavior. They need to understand what your ideal person is like, and once more, in a speedy fashion. So this is who they pretend to be and work this mind game to build up the trust. Number 3, they act like a complete and utter victim. The narcissist either needs to be the hero or the victim and never the bad guy. Acting like a victim all the time will cause those around them to take the blame for things that they didn't cause. Also, as we know, a narcissist loves to trick people. It makes them feel incredibly confident and brilliant, gives them a great ego boost, and it helps them to feel superior as well when they can get other people to take the blame and they feel as if they have really outsmarted someone. Being the victim and something always being wrong, they need attention, they need help, it gets them that. It gets them more attention, more supply, and more support. They'll cry, whine, be upset about everything. Everything's so difficult, and they will do everything they can to make sure they're constantly babied, they have things done for them, and they get massive amounts of special treatment. Number 4, they set ridiculous expectations. In dealing with a narcissist, especially living with one, you're going to have to follow a lot of rules and live up to a lot of expectations. And not meeting those standards and not following the rules and not playing the game right will lead to dire consequences for people. You'll be gaslighted, given silent treatments, angry lash outs, stonewalling, and the like. And when you're forced to these ridiculous rules and expectations, this is where most victims begin to walk on eggshells. We learn fast that disappointing these people or thinking that we can maybe live our life maybe the way we want to is a super big no-no. Over time, you'll become conditioned to do certain things, avoid other things and conversations because you don't want to deal with the aftermath of what will happen between you and the narcissist. The mind game begins to work perfectly as you are conditioned and controlled to do certain things and not do them, depending on what the narc wants. And this also speaks to a lot of what the narc is obsessed with, which is getting the power and having the control and the say-so and everything else within the relationship. If you'd like to talk one-on-one about what you're going through or what you've gone through in a toxic relationship, you can always send an email to BookAChatWithJess@gmail.com to set up private chats with me. Number 5, they make you fear them. Another really good way, unfortunately, to establish control is by causing people to be afraid of them. A narcissist can use all kinds of fear-based tactics and mind games to keep the control in the relationship. Rest assured, there are no feelings of safety, stability, security, or supportiveness in a relationship with a highly toxic person, with a highly narcissistic person. You are always going to be afraid of messing something up, saying or doing the wrong thing, avoiding whole conversations or events altogether for fear of what might happen if you do cross a line, if there is something wrong and maybe you don't even know what it is, you don't even know what was wrong. But fear is a huge mind game for a narcissist to play. If they can't get you with the lovey-dovey bullshit, they will try to instill fear and become a huge bully and try to rule over you that way. Number 6, they isolate you. Not only does a narcissist want you all to themselves because they need daunting amounts of supply, but they also need to try to isolate you so that they are the only person that you turn to when you need help, advice, or whatever it is. Not that they actually plan on helping you or doing anything constructive in your time of need, but they need you to stumble around and be very confused. They need you to be weak and helpless, have nowhere else to go, be clueless about where to go. And if they can do this, it can strongly ensure that you won't be going anywhere else anytime soon. They might further the mind game and step it up a bit by trying to convince you that your family, your friends, and so on don't like you, don't love you, they avoid you. They might even use threats to keep you away from certain people. They might say something along the lines of, if you spend time with your family or, with a friend, that they'll leave you. Well, if you do this, I'm leaving you and I'm not coming back. Or they might break something of yours, destroy property, something. They're going to lash out and be very agitated until they can get you isolated. Unfortunately, this is a great mind game because if you are isolated by this person, again, you are far less likely to be believed by other people when you try to speak up about what is happening to you. So that works even further in their favor. Number 7, they set you up for failure. You never get help when you need it. I think that kind of goes without saying. You never get celebrated when you do something great. A narcissist is going to steal your shine, your thunder, and your glory. They'll rain on your parade every single solitary chance they get. A narcissist is at their happiest when you're weak, confused, upset, downtrodden, and always trying to figure them out and letting the narcissist completely railroad and control your emotions. And it also helps them steal the spotlight and reap benefits from things. Make no mistake, a huge mind game is sabotage. They will sabotage you every step of the way to get everything or stop you from getting something as much as they possibly can. Number 8, they completely destroy your self-esteem. Once they've learned all your secrets, your goals, your dreams, and such early on, they will use those later to come back and hurt you further on in the relationship. They'll use personal and private things that you've shared in confidence, delicate things, sensitive things that you've shared to hit you right in your self-esteem and shine a huge spotlight on something that really bothers you. Personal example, I was foolish enough to reveal that I'm an extremely anxious person and was indeed diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder. And boy, oh boy, did that come back to hit me right in the face. There was a day where this person needed a ride somewhere and it was awful weather here, snowy, icy, frigid temperatures and the whole nine. And I said, no, I don't want to go out in this weather. I don't want to deal with it. So I apologized. No, I can't do that. I was called things like a scared little coward. I was asked if I needed medication because clearly I was having an episode. I was then told that my anxiety was fake. I was just being a baby. I was just doing this because I was angry about something, so on and so forth. It went on and on and on. I was berated. A moment I shared in confidence about something that could disrupt my life from time to time, I was actually made to feel worse about it. And they do this time and time again, and it makes you feel awful. It's a huge guilt bomb, and if you are a highly empathic codependent, this one can get you pretty good. Number 9, they poke the bear. Narcissists need your responses, the rise it gets out of you, the reactions. They need you to react to what they're doing. They love knowing that they have the control over every emotion you have. They live for knowing that they have the power and control. They have it, you don't. They're right, you're wrong. Everything sucks except for them, and they feed off that energy that you give in your emotions. Whether it's anger or sadness or defeat, you're defending yourself, it doesn't matter. They literally soak all of that up like a sponge. Narcissists will absolutely poke you and push you and prod you to see if they can get you to cry, yell, scream, throw something, maybe even get physical with them, get really angry, lash out, have some rage all your very own. Can they turn you into someone who's now reactively abusive, especially if you've hurt them, intentional or otherwise? Or even if they're bored and they don't have anything to do, they will sometimes come around and poke the bear. Narcissists love drama. So tell me what other mind games that I missed down in the comments. There were several, but this video would have been an hour long. Thank you so much for listening today. Have a great day, Survivor, and take care of yourself.